My name is Igris Lembi. Last name is Lembi. First name is Igris. It's a very uncommon Italian name.
What part of Italy is your family from?
Lucca.
So, why did you choose to be a member of this club?
Well, first of all, it's a cultural club, and I missed some of the Italian culture because now I used to live in North Beach. I moved to the East Bay in 1992, and I missed it. And I missed the club, the Italians, and that's why I retained being a member. So I've been a member for 26 years now.
Okay.
That's the reason.
Perfect. Do you have family?
A wife, just a wife, a dog, 3 cats, and about 30 koi fishes in a pond.
Wow. Do you find that Italian heritage and Italian culture is important in your life?
Important, and I wouldn't say important, but there's something, once in a while you think about it.
Right.
Okay? So it's not really important, but it's part of it.
It's part of who you are.
Yeah.
Exactly. Perfect.
But I consider myself more American-Italian than Italian-American, even though I was born there.
You were born in Italy?
I was born in Italy.
Wow. Do you socialize a lot with more Italians, or are you just a wide?
I have certain friends here that I socialize a lot more than others. As a matter of fact, my closest friends are Sicilian,
Oh,
which
perfect.
usually the northern and southern,
Right.
we call them kind of races, north race and south race. They don't get along very well, but I
Right.
get along with everybody.
Yeah. It's just your personality.
Could be.
Do you mind me asking why you left North Beach?
Because my wife has a home there, and that's why I moved over there.
Perfect. You moved with
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It was a 2-hour commute
Yeah, that's a
in the
lot.
morning, 2-hour commute in the night. But it was, sometimes I think about that and I said, well, was it worth it? I said, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. No, definitely. Do you find that a lot of your life centers around North Beach? Do you
No.
find yourself here a lot?
No. My wife and I, she's Mexican,
Okay.
100% Mexican. We come here once a week, sometimes twice a week. We meet our friends. They'll be coming later on.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll go out to different restaurants. And this is how we get back. And we
Right.
talk, as we go up and down the streets, we meet people that we know.
Yeah.
Which is like, I live in Hayward. There's nobody that walks the streets in Hayward. There's no
Right.
downtown in
Right.
Hayward. And everybody drives a car, so you can't really talk with somebody
Right,
who's
exactly.
driving a car.
Yeah. Do you find that there's a big Italian community here?
It's less and less every year.
So that's okay.
Yeah, everybody sold their properties and moved to Millbrae, San Mateo,
Right.
Marin, and so forth.
Okay.
What I say to them is, bye. You made your money and took
Yeah.
off. See you later.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Have you witnessed any major changes in the community here in the city, North Beach?
What? Well, I remember back in the 50s. I know you weren't even thought of, but back in the 50s, there was a strong Italian presence. In the 60s and 70s, the Italians started moving out.
Okay.
The Chinese and other came in and basically gave them a lot of money to get the hell out because
Right.
this is really prime properties
Right,
out here.
exactly.
And the Italians took the money and took off. So that's the major change.
Right.
But now a lot of Italians are trying to come back, and you can't afford it.
No, definitely
You
not.
cannot afford it.
Right.
See you later.
So you said it's getting less and less of Italian culture. Do you notice a lot of mixed culture, mostly Chinese?
Well, yeah, Yeah. There's most of the people that work in these restaurants are Mexican.
Right.
Just
I
fine,
noticed,
Sometimes I speak with a little Mexican to them, and,
Do you speak Italian?
Yeah.
And Spanish?
poquito español, parlo molto bene italiano.
Okay. Let's see. Do you celebrate any traditional Italian holidays? I know you said your wife was Mexican.
Let's see. We don't celebrate Cinco de Mayo because that's ridiculous. Nothing really happened on a Cinco de Mayo.
Right.
It was the thing in Santa Cruz, not Santa Cruz. It was a different day. I think it was in
Right.
September. I think it was, or whatever. It was
Okay.
the revolution. No, I'm not religious.
Okay.
So Now, a lot of the Italian stuff is religious, and
Right.
I like freedom from religion
Right.
rather than
Separation.
freedom of religion from religion.
Okay. Let's see. Have you experienced any racism or other forms of prejudice within the community towards Italians or from
Oh, I
Italians?
experienced that when I was a kid.
Oh, did you?
Oh yeah, they used to call me Guinea, which is not a very nice word.
Right.
It's like saying the N word.
Right.
Okay, other things, but what the people who are racist found out that the Italians can unite and beat their heads in. We stopped
So how old were you when you moved from Italy?
7,
7. So majority of your life was spent in North Beach?
correct.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about your childhood or?
I don't remember too much of it. I mean, we lived outside the walls of Lucca near the railroad station. And during the war, I was born in 1945 in October. And during the war, most of that area was bombed. So our home, if I remember, was semi-destroyed.
Right.
I lived, there's a big field across from our house at that time. And at the end of the field was the slaughterhouse.
Okay.
And I remember as kids, my brother and I, we used to go over there and watch the animals getting slaughtered. But as kids, you didn't put it together.
Yeah, it doesn't resonate.
It doesn't resonate until you look back on it. Wow,
Right, yeah.
I saw this, you know.
Alright.
So that was kind of interesting.
Do you remember anything about your journey over here?
You mean the trip?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on the USS. It was on it's called the Volcano. Okay, and we met a wonderful storm midway across the Atlantic, and it was interesting, to say the least.
Yeah, that sounds terrifying. I think that's about it. Is there
And
any?
also, when we got to New York, we got to the railroad station, and my mom, myself, and my brother, because my father was here prior to us for 2 years, and so he established a place for us. And we traveled from New York to Chicago, and from Chicago to San Francisco, well, Oakland at that time, on a train, and not one of us spoke a word of English.
Right.
And who was on the train was a bunch of GIs.
Okay.
And they just treated us like, you know, whatever you guys
Yeah.
want, you know, that type of thing.
Aw.
It was really nice. Then I remember ending in Oakland, and then having to get onto the boat, the ferry
Ferry.
across
Across the bay.
It was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Is there anything else you'd like us to know that we haven't included about you?
Well, there's another thing I'd like to talk to you about. My great-great-grandfather came to the United States and went up to the Yukon and also Central California for the gold rush.
Okay.
Not the gold rush, but it was gold, it's still gold.
Yeah.
He became an American citizen. At that time, when he came back, he was loaded with a lot of money. He built a town, basically,
In
in
Italy?
Italy. He had a lot of acreage. Mussolini came into power,
Okay.
took over all the land,
Right.
and built a military airport.
In his city.
It's right outside. It's about 25 miles outside Lucca.
Okay.
It's a town called Tassignano.
Okay.
And my great grandfather and any offsprings didn't get a penny, not even a lira,
Oh my.
because
Because-
he was a dictator.
Right,
He
exactly.
took the land. When the war was over, the U.S. Policy was there was a limit on it was a quota on the number of people that can come in from from Italy, Germany, and all these other
Right.
enemies of the U.S. But my mother, because of the old congressional laws, she was an American citizen by birth, even though she was born over there.
Oh wow.
Because my grandfather was an American
Yeah,
citizen.
Exactly.
So we were put when we wanted to leave because it was miserable. It was the places the town was in ruins, and the economy was bad. We wanted to leave. So we were put basically in front of the line for immigration.
Right. Oh, nice.
Well, yeah, we kind of pushed our way up there, and you know that's the way it goes.
Yeah. I mean, you're during war. You need to fight for
Right after
yourself.
the war, right after the war.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the story.
That's awesome.
But you know, we got to remember. I don't know where your parents are from. It took a lot of guts to leave their home country and come over here.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fortitude.
Yes.
Especially not knowing English.
Exactly.
Coming into
Yeah, and also one time you were an enemy.
right. That's
It's
neat
tough.
to think about that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah,
I think that's all. Anything else you want to include?
that's about it. Right?
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Sure.
So, when do you live in North Beach?
Yes, I live in the marina. I came in the country in 1974. It was in New York. I was 19.
Do you mind me asking why you moved over here?
Well, at that time, my brothers were living in New York, so I was looking to work, in Italy.
Yeah.
So I had a choice to go to Switzerland or England or France to work. See, I work in the restaurant business, so I decided to come over here and stay with my brothers.
Do you own a restaurant over here?
No, I always work in the kitchen.
Okay. Let's see. Do you have any kids, any children?
I have 2 boys.
Do you find that Italian culture and traditions are important in how you raise them?
Oh yeah, both they speak Sicilian dialect, and one he speaks Italian too, and my little one, let's call it little one, he just understands everything.
Right.
But he speaks Sicilian fluent, no problem. I understand dogs.
Do you speak Sicilian at home?
Yes, I do.
Have you noticed any changes, any experience things that how North Beach has developed throughout the years?
Well, there used to be more Italians around, but now, let's call the new generation.
Right.
They just move out. They want to live in San Mateo, want to live in Marin County, want to move, everybody just to go around.
Yeah. Do you find that North Beach is the center of your community?
Well, technically yes,
Yeah.
but we gotta, I don't want. We got more influence from Chinese
Right.
culture moving
Chinatown's
in.
right next to you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they got more influence coming in.
So you notice a mix of culture.
Yes.
What traditions and cultural ideas are important to you, Italian culture?
Well, I mean, it's what do you call it? When it's the anniversary, the Italy independence, and holidays, Christmas. You got all the families. Do traditional food. You don't do or find in some restaurants.
Right.
So I know.
Have you experienced racism or any other forms of prejudice in the community against Italians or towards Italians?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna say, to me, it doesn't bother me.
Right.
Also somebody say, hey, you little dago, this and that. I'm laughing about it. You know what?
Right. Yeah.
To me, it does. Maybe a long time ago, it used maybe, but now I understand it's the same thing in Italy.
Right.
We still got the north and south.
Right.
They call us people from Africa. Well, we are
Right.
close to
We're the
Sicily.
darkest.
Yes,
Yes.
but I'm not dark.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Right.
but they influence a lot of countries to go over Sicily. Greeks, Turkish, Norway.
Right.
Vikings.
Yeah. So I think that's about it. Is there anything you'd like us to know about Italian culture, about your life?
Yeah. Try to learn Italian. I don't care how, but just do it. Even if you have to say a few words, at least you know where
Right.
you come from.
Yeah. Learn your
The same
heritage.
about my kids. I say, that's also the first thing we teach them.
Right.
Speaks Italian, and all the food called in Italian. No biscotti, biscotti.
Right.
No spaghetti, it's spaghetti. That you have to complete the words.
Right.
If you start cut it off, eventually you lose it.
Right.
You know, the same in New York, you know, mozzarella, mozz. What is mozz?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I know, but I was living in New
No.
York before, so
Yeah.
I know what it means. But that's why I say, you know, just little base. Even as I have a granddaughter, and my son speaks to her in Italian.
Perfect.
You know,
That's an
no,
obligation.
just few words that she tried to go on top of the table. Said, non si fa, non toccare. You know, don't touch,
She
don't.
understands.
Well, she understands, but you know.
Right.
The idea is she just to go away the moment
Right.
my son says something, you know.
Right.
So that's it.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. It was nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
Perfect.
You know, now if you see and notice, you got a lot of Spanish restaurant coming up
Right.
and in.
Yeah, I saw that.
So that's another influence that's coming in.
Yeah.
So the more, I mean, I would say traditional is traditional, but you know, if you get involved with other race, you lose it.
Right,
You know,
exactly.
the same. When I went to New York, I saw Little Italy in New York. It's nothing, just the names, just the
all
names, Italian, but, you know, or I have to go to Brooklyn, which still got
Right.
the old generation, let's say, you know, but the new generation, let's say, you know, they move San Mateo, this, and there used to be a lot of stores in
I
here.
didn't
Pharmacy, used to be pharmacy, all the bank.
know that. The majority of what we sell are restaurants.
Yeah, you know, we used to have a bakery, 3 bakeries in here, now you got none.
Wow.
You know, the guy bought it, the other guy sold it. You know, now you become more Italian American. Let's
Right.
not even Italian American, more Americanized
Right.
than it, you
Italian a
know,
little bit.
with that excuse
Right.
in Italian.
Yeah.
Until you say buy a pizza, oh, I'm Italian.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
sure, forget it.
Perfect.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
You're welcome.